People have often asked me, how did you get into museums? And you must have gone when you were like a little kid and everything. And actually, no, we didn't. My family, my parents born in Mexico, I was born here, and that was not really a tradition. In fact, I didn't even know that you could work in one until I went to college. I'm the first person in my family to go to college. I received a job being a bilingual gallery educator for a Chicano art exhibition because I was an art history major, and my worlds came together. When I first started here, I was learning a lot about being on exhibit development teams and doing evaluation and research on exhibits. And then at a certain point, I really went back to my roots of thinking about audiences who typically don't come to museums. And when you look at the museum field, there's a real need for museums to be more accessible and welcoming to groups who traditionally don't really come. We began the Latino Audience Engagement Initiative. That's been about 15 years now in the making. Primarily, our goal there was to really look at further doing community engagement with Latino and Latinx audiences, particularly around STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. And so there's a couple of highlight projects that were really the stepping stones to where we are today. One such National Science Foundation project was the EDGE project, which stands for Exhibit Design for Girls' Engagement. And that was a research study where we looked at how to better engage girls ages 8 to 13 at STEM exhibits. And leading us back to the Latinx audiences, the Latinx Engagement Initiative has really set us up to do a lot of groundwork here at the museum, such as Mother's Day and Latino Engineering Day, which has been a partnership with the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers for over 20 years now. That has also led us to do another big project, also funded by the National Science Foundation, called GENIAL, and that was a convening of almost 100 people across the nation, and our primary focus was to figure out how informal learning places like the Exploratorium can better engage Latinx audiences in STEM. That piece was fundamental and laid the groundwork for a brand new project that we just received funding for called Cambio. So Cambio is actually a very different project, and for the field it has a potential to be a game changer. The difference is that Cambio is a professional development experience for museum professionals who are doing this work with Latinx audiences and engaging in STEM. But the fundamental difference here is that this work will now be situated in organizational change. So how is it impacting the organization, its practices, resources? And it really is what our hope is, and we're just starting out, so we have 5 years to really learn more about this, is that we hope that people will take this professional development experience and that they will learn and apply these tools that will increase engagement, that will also be innovative in terms of thinking for their own organizations, in terms of changing them in ways that will be more responsive to our current society and context that we're in. I would hope that when Latinx audiences come here, that they feel welcome, they're at home, and that they see themselves in the experiences, the exhibits, and also come away with a little bit of that feeling that I initially had when I came here, where I felt very validated that I too that I could do STEM, that I could do science, and that I have everything already with me. My curiosity, I can ask questions, and that's really what this place is about. It is about that invitation, and this is your home, es su casa, ¿verdad? And that is what I would really hope.